12 Amazing Facts about the Great Sphinx of Egypt. The Great Sphinx of Egypt is a world-famous statue situated in the southwest of the modern-day Cairo greater metropolis. Its official name is the Great Sphinx of Giza, as the Giza Plateau is located on the west side of the Nile River and is home to not only the Sphinx but some of the most famous ancient Egyptian pyramids and monuments. It is a massive and awe-inspiring structure. Archeologists believe that it was likely constructed at the time of the Pharaoh Khafre's reign 2494 BCE during the Old Kingdom period. Estimated to be as old as 4,500 years, the Great Sphinx is one of the only surviving 7 wonders of the ancient world. It's located in the Giza Plateau, around a half-hour drive west of Cairo. At 240 feet 73 meter high and 240 feet 73 meter long, it's the largest surviving statue from the ancient world. For years, Egyptian rulers worshipped this mysterious sphinx as a powerful form of sun god. Looking to learn more? We'll wager you haven't heard some of these interesting facts about the Great Sphinx of Egypt. 1. The Sphinx is the focus of a few astronomical theories. The enigma of the Great Sphinx of Giza has made it a key part of a number of theories about the ancient Egyptian supernatural comprehension of extraterrestrial matters. Some scholars, such as Lenner, have discussed the Sphinx's involvement alongside the pyramids of the Giza necropolis, in a massive power-harnessing machine meant to digest energy from the sun. Another theory, propagated chiefly by British writer Graham Hancock, notes an alignment of the Sphinx, the pyramids, and the Nile River with the stars of the constellations Leo and Orion and the Milky Way. Each theory has encountered its share of skepticism, but with a statue as mysterious as the Great Sphinx, the speculation isn't likely to stop anytime soon. 2. It's based on a mythological creature. A sphinx is a mythological creature with the body of a lion and the head of a human, prominent in Egyptian, Asian and Greek mythology. In Egypt, the sphinx was often depicted as a male with a pharaoh headdress. Unlike the ancient Egyptian sphinx, the Asian and Greek sphinx has eagle wings and is usually female. The ancient Egyptians never actually referred to the statue as the Great Sphinx. Texts from around 1400 BCE refer to it as a statue of Kepi. For years after this, the Great Sphinx remained buried under sand. Later, Thutmose IV unknowingly fell asleep on top of it and dreamt that a god called Horam Akhet Khepri Re-Autumn told him to free the Sphinx from beneath the sand and he would become ruler. After this, the Sphinx became Horam Akhet. The next mention of it is during the medieval period, when it's referred to as Balhib and Bilha. 3. It is the world's oldest monumental sculpture. It is believed to be the oldest standing monumental sculpture globally, with a possible construction date between 2520 and 2494 BCE. The first documented attempt at excavating the Sphinx was around 1400 BCE when Thutmose IV made an attempt. More on this later. Although it could be older than that, archaeological evidence suggests this timeframe for construction, though there are not necessarily records of its erection. 4. It is the largest monolith statue on Earth. This massive beast stands approximately 66 feet high, 240 feet long, and 63 feet wide. This means it is enormous and the largest monolith statue still standing on Earth. It is unclear whether it ever was more extensive than its current state, as there is a possibility that its head had to be reconstructed, which is why some believe that its head is not proportionate to its massive body. 5. Thutmose IV supposedly rediscovered it after falling asleep on it. The earliest mention of the Great Sphinx, or a statue of Kepi, as they called it, is in 1400 BCE. Unfortunately, for many years, it was covered by sand. Legend has it that Thutmose IV fell asleep on top of it without realizing it and dreamed that he was supposed to free the Sphinx from beneath the sand. If he could do this, then he would become ruler of a unified Upper and Lower Egypt. He did uncover it and later achieved an alliance with the Mitanni Empire of northern Syria, which created a period of peace for Egypt. Thutmose IV left a monument to his dream between the Sphinx's paws, called the Dream Stela of Thutmose IV. 6. It took 3 years to create. Although we do not know for sure, scientist Mark Lenner estimated that it would have taken 3 years to finish this monument using chisels and hammers if 100 men were working on it. Researchers know how some of it was constructed because they did find abandoned toolkits near the worksite. They believe the Egyptians may have intended it to be larger as they also left large stone blocks that had not been processed nearby. They also uncovered leftover lunches that consisted of cattle, sheep, and goat meat. Many are curious as to why they may have left in such a hurry. 7. We still don't know who built it. It's puzzled historians and archaeologists for centuries. The most widely accepted theory is that it was built during the reign of Khafre, since the head of the lion resembles Khafre's face. This would place the statue's birth around 2500 BCE. This is also the same pharaoh that built the Pyramid of Khafre, the second largest monument in the Giza necropolis. However, some scholars have claimed it was created by Khafre, who tried to usurp the throne after the death of King Khufu, creator of the pyramid. 8. It was once quite colorful. It hasn't always been the delightful tan color it is today. In fact, it's thought that once upon a time the Great Sphinx would have been painted a primary palette, in comic book red, blue and yellow. The face was probably a russet red and the headdress was very likely canary yellow. You can still see the residual red paint on one of the Sphinx's ear. 9. It was carved from one enormous slab of limestone. It would be fair to assume that the Sphinx, as tall and wide as it is, would have been assembled piece by piece. In fact, it was carved from one single piece of limestone left over in the quarry used to build the pyramids. The front paws were built from separate blocks of limestone too. Egyptologist Mark Lenner estimates it took around 100 workers approximately 3 years to finish the monument, using chisels and hammers. Researchers also found toolkits abandoned near the worksite and large stone blocks that hadn't been processed, indicating that it was actually meant to be larger than it is today. Incredibly, some leftover lunches, cattle, sheep and goat meat, also prove the workers left in a hurry. 10. Napoleon has nothing to do with his nose. One of the Sphinx's most distinguishing features, beyond its size and spectacle, is his lack of a nose. At one stage, the elegant face would have sported a 1-meter-long nose. A long-pervading myth told that Napoleon's troops shot it off with a cannon when they invaded Egypt in 1798. This has now been discredited thanks to a series of 18th-century drawings which suggest he had been without a nose for quite some time. It's likely that the nose was cleaved off around 300 years before, potentially by a Sufi Muslim during a protest. 11. It once sported a beard. The British Museum is home to a portion of the beard that was once set on the Great Sphinx's chin. It is believed he lost most of it due to erosion. It is uncertain if it was created with a beard initially or if workers later added it. French archaeologist Dobrev believes the latter and has the support of the British Museum. This is thought to be because it would have suffered significantly more damage than it shows if it had been built simultaneously. One theory is that when Thutmose IV restored it, he had it added. 12. It may not have always had a small head. One of the most peculiar aspects of the Great Sphinx is its out-of-proportion head. Some research supports the theory that the Sphinx has actually been recarved several times by different pharaohs since it was first created, to keep up with fashionable aesthetics. Some even claim the original head might have been a ram or a hawk. This could support the theory that the Great Sphinx is a lot older than we think it is. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please like, comment, share and subscribe.